Our next speaker is the most active dude on social media. He picks up insurance referrals every single day, all from organic social media without having to spend a penny. And now he's here to teach all of us the exact way of how he does it. He's rocking the Kobe Lakers jersey, the Mamba. Please welcome to the 8% virtual stage, the VP of Sales for Redwood Agency Group, Mr. Joe Campert. Boom. Let's go. Type Joe in chat if you're ready to hear from Joe, man. Type Joe in chat if you're ready to hear from Joe.
I love it, love it. Hey, I always like to start with this, though, with a grateful heart. And thank you, Cody. Thank you, Cody, for everything you've done personally for us, but thank you for this, right? So everybody give a round of applause to Cody, because without him, this doesn't happen, right? And so this is a movement, dude. Thank you, man. And thank you for allowing me up here. This is a dream of mine, right? And I was, it's funny, I don't typically get nervous. I got a little nervous, but then I instantly went back into what everybody really has been talking about, is I was meant for greatness. I was meant to be on this stage. And honestly, someday, you guys may be too. So again, my name is Joe Campert. I'm the VP of Sales at Redwood Agency Group. We are a PNC dominant operation. So you're gonna hear me reference some PNC, but all of these strategies that I'm about to go over with you, they can be applied in the life and health Medicare space, okay? So again, we're gonna be going over organic Facebook group strategies. And this is going to be client facing, as well as, right, especially in the life and health space, I've learned a lot of it's about recruiting and team building as well, right? So this is gonna be, again, client facing, but also how to build groups in order to recruit, to bring people into your organization, and ultimately drive more revenue to your bottom line, okay? So, but before we get going, I would like for everybody to go to the insurance syndicate, look it up on Facebook real quick, and go join that group. And that's the number one rule on how to grow a group, hundreds of members within 30 seconds, is by speaking at the 8% Nation virtual conference. And so now if you guys can go join the insurance syndicate, would love to have you guys all in there. And then real quick, before I get to my first bullet point, I wear the jersey, I wear the Jordans, I wear a hat, because you gotta be you, right? And that's one of the first rules on Facebook. I think a lot of people try to be somebody that they're not. So I'm also gonna give you about 10 seconds. If your profile picture is 15 years old from when you first got in the industry, right? Or if it's a picture of like your baby, which, hey, your baby's really cute, go change it to who you are. Put your face on there. Let people know who you are and that you're a real person. We do business with people, right? And if we're going to use, my first point, Facebook as a business tool, they need to know who you are, right? They want to do business with people, so you need to make sure you're utilizing it that way. And again, when we're using it as a business tool, y'all, this is not something that, if you're not using it for business, if it's not driving revenue to your agency, stop. And I don't care, a lot of my strategies are Facebook specific. If you're on social media, if you're on Twitter, wherever you're LinkedIn, if it's not driving revenue to your agency, you need to stop. Okay, social media needs to be utilized as a business tool. People ask me, they're like, Joe, how are you freaking everywhere on Facebook? How are you so active? Because it makes me freaking money, right? Like, that's why I'm active. And if it didn't make me money, then you wouldn't see me everywhere, and you wouldn't see me spinning up Facebook groups every other day because I had an amazing idea, right? So again, utilize it as a business tool. And guys, there's a lot that goes into this. If you stick with me through this, I've got a surprise for everybody that's gonna be sent out to y'all. I'm going through bullet points. There's a lot more to this. So again, if you stick with me, you're gonna have access to kind of more of the deep dive, okay? So again, utilize it as a business tool. If it's not driving revenue, don't do it. This one's funny. There is a group for everything. Like, Facebook is not lying when they put that on the commercial. Like, there is literally a group for everything. You guys wanna know the largest group, one of the largest groups that was ever created? It was a guy, I can't even remember where he lived, and it was about going into Area 51 because there's aliens back there, and it's like, let's stomp or go in and raid Area 51. Millions and millions and millions of members, literally overnight, to go raid Area 51. Now, the event that was launched in that group, I really wish that people hadn't have gone to that because they got shot with rubber bullets and things like that. But again, there is a group for everything, okay? So keep that in mind. We're using it as a business tool, and I promise you, if we're using it as a business tool, there's a there's a group where you can really utilize that and drive revenue, okay? 3, join groups, and this is something I've really kind of recently tapped into. Join groups and create groups, okay? So we're talking join groups to where we're going to go try and drive clients, but also if we're going to create groups, okay, make sure it is congruent with your business model, okay? So I'm going to tell you guys a quick story just about really the groups I've joined, but also the groups I've created, and really why it all has to tie in. Okay, so really write that down if you're taking notes. If you're typing, it needs to be congruent with your business model. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about this trucking group. This is again PNC specific. It is a trucking group that I joined it's probably been almost 2 years now that I've been in the group. Okay, and I went and joined, and here's another rule when you're joining groups. Be honest. I get a lot of questions like, how do you get into these groups? It's like, well, I just told them why I wanted to join the group and they let me in. And the funny thing is, people lie. They say, yes, I'm a trucker. I'm this, or I'm a broker, I'm a freight dispatcher, whatever it is, to get into these groups to then try and spam, DM people, get clients that way. You will instantly be marked as, this dude is not a trucker, obviously, because I don't really know how to operate the trucking business. I know how to insure all of it, right? So be honest when you're going to join these groups. And I think that just says a lot about your intentions and about your integrity, right? Because again, if we're trying to drive revenue, we need people to believe in us. We need them to know that we're real and that we do so with integrity, with honesty. We're there to help people, okay? So join the groups and be honest when you join. So again, back to this trucking group. I join, I tell them, hey, I'm in insurance. I've seen a ton of basically underserved new venture truckers. Specifically, this is for Amazon, and I want to be able to help, right? And I get in the group, okay? So at this point, now it's just about providing value and education. Okay, so that's another point here I've got for you guys. Anytime you're joining these groups, it needs to be about providing education and value, right? So for me, I'm not going in and I'm not soliciting. I'm not saying, hey guys, I'm a trucker or I'm a trucking insurance specialist, use me. I haven't given them a reason to use me yet, right? So we need to give them, hey, instead of going and getting to the DMs, help them actually start up the trucking business. So what I did before that was I learned everything about how to basically start up with Amazon, how to get your DOT, how to get your MC number, how long it's going to take for the filings, whether you need filings. And this might be a foreign language, right? But I learned all of that so that I could lead with value and education. Now, here's the really cool part. When you do that, they reach out to you. They want to do business with you, right? And so I don't even have to DM people. And so I'm just going through this group, and that's another point, is that always, always, always comment with value and education, and if you don't comment. I can't tell you how many people I see out there where somebody asks a question and then they just use like an emoji. And it's like this. And it's like, why would I want to do business with you because you raised your hand like graphically, right? And so for me, if you can't comment with the education or the value, really make sure you're going in and, hey, this question, if I can't provide any type of education on it, I'm just letting it go, right? There's plenty of business to be had. Okay, so going back to the trucking group, I'm in there, right? I'm saying this, I'm helping this. People are reaching out to me. Well, guess what? The admins and the moderators start to take note of, man, who's this Joe dude? He's not spamming the group. He was honest when he joined, and it's like he's helping a lot of truckers out on their insurance. So I get a message and saying, and his name is Prince, and it's funny, he actually is from where we used to do missions trips with our church, and so we automatically connected, and it was really cool, but that was besides the point. He has basically just reached out and asked if I could do his trucking account. He's the admin now of what is we're probably 75,000 members, growing about 1,000 members a week right now. But at that point, I think we were only at probably 48, maybe 50,000 members. Again, I'm in there and it's what's called mining the group, right? I'm trying to drive revenue, but I'm being honest and providing that value and education. So he reaches out, we're able to assist him on his trucking account. Probably another month, 2 months, he puts a post out there and it's just a comment. It's not an actual post yet, it's a comment. And he goes, hey, I saw that you need insurance. I saw that you're requesting this insurance. You should work with Joe. He helped me out, right? And so then, of course, and he did it at like freaking 9 o'clock at night. So I got like 50 freaking trucking requests at 9 o'clock. My wife was not too happy about that. But again, he is now kind of what I would call my fan club, right? And so I've got this fan club. I've got the backing of an admin and a moderator that already provides or gives people trust that, hey, Prince wouldn't be telling you to work with Joe if he wasn't actually helping out, right? So I'm in with the admin. Now, keep going. Probably another 2 months, just providing value in education and trying to help the best that I can and still making money because when you lead with the value in education, it's going to come back. Well, then he reaches out and says, hey, do you want to be an admin of the actual group so that when the insurance requests come in, they don't ever actually even hit the group so other insurance agents can't work it, and then I just get all of the leads myself, right? Now, again, that was a 6 to 8 month process. But now I've got an in, not just with the admin, I am now the admin. Right now there's multiple of us because we're growing so fast. But now it's the insurance requests don't even go in, and it's funny. Sometimes I'll play with agents, like where maybe I missed one and it'll go, and then I'll just like let them comment, but then I leave them in the group for a couple weeks and I just hide all of their comments. So they're like, where are all my comments going? And that's a little petty, but hey, that's the power of an admin, so I'll take it, right? So again, you get in with the admin. Now here's the really cool part, okay? Now that I'm in with this guy, well, now I've got access, and a lot of people don't know this. It is a tool where we're going back to the creating of the group side now. Now I'm gonna go create a trucking group, and when I go to create that trucking group, I can now invite others from groups that I am a part of. So many people go into these groups, they spam, they solicit, whatever it is, but then they get kicked out. I'm in there, I wanna be in there because as soon as I get the following, the fan club, now I'm gonna go create my own group, and then you can hit invite others. You click on a little button that says groups in common, and now I can go and invite all 55,000 of those trucking members to my trucking group where now I have full control. Okay, so that's one of those group strategies. I'm already over time. I knew I was going to. Guys, because you stuck with me, I'm actually going to send you, it's probably about an hour and a half long, everything that I do for organic social media strategies. I'm going to have Cody's team blast that out to you guys. Thank you so much for the time. I hope some of this resonated with you guys. Go out there and crush it.
How many clients do you have?
We're close to about 3,000 clients.
3,000?
Yeah.
If you had to start over today, okay, you had to completely start over, how fast could you get back to 3,000 clients with what you know today?
With what I know today, maybe 3 years.
Wow.
4 years.